Good day guys, this is Vignesh Krishnan from Lone Hawk Studios. Today we're going to take a look at a brand new feature which we've all wanted for the Cycles engine in Blender, and that is Volumetrics. The Volumetric stuff is now available for Cycles in the Blender 2.70 release candidate, which has been released by the Blender Foundation, and it can be downloaded from the official Blender website, which is www.blender.org. So this is okay, so this is my scene, and I'm not gonna walk you through how I made this because it's just very simple stuff. What I am gonna guide you is on how to use the Volumetric Scatter feature, which is now available for Cycles. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the final rendered image, and that is okay. Yeah, so this one was the final rendered image which I got for my scene. I know this is not a very good render. I just because I just wanted to make a low sample render just for test purposes. You can see that Volumetrics is working perfectly now. Okay, so let's get started. Well, I assume you have the Blender 2.70 release candidate now, but before I proceed, I don't recommend you use it for your work purposes, because this is not the final version. This is just a release candidate, so it can crash at times. Okay, so let's okay, where to start? Okay, I'll just tell you how I made this. What I did was that I just added a plane to the scene. I subdivided it, turned on proportional editing, and then I just pulled a few vertices up and to get this hilly kind of a formation. And then I added a lamp, which is a spot. You can add a spot by pressing Shift A, going to lamp, and then spot. Okay, so and the settings for the lamp which I used was I set the size to 1.21 meters. If you're not getting the meter symbol, it means that you have not set your units. So you can set the units to metric by clicking this scene option and then clicking on metric. I set the size of the lamp to 1.21, and then I gave it a yellowish, a very pale yellow white color, and then set the strength to 2000. So that's it. The main thing which we need to focus on is the the volumetric domain. So this cube is the volumetric domain, which adds that that volumetric scatter thing. The entire light, it has a mystified feeling, right? So this cube does that job. So I'm gonna teach you how to only add a volumetric property to a cube, a domain, which in this matter is a cube. Okay, to do that you need I'm gonna move to another layer. I'm gonna add a new cube inside that scene. What you need to do is that you need to go into the materials panel, add a new material for that cube, and then you need to jump into the node editor. You can do it from here as well, but I just prefer working with the node editor. So just change the surface type to volume scatter, and you can see the changes reflecting here as well. Now if you render the scene now, it will be entirely black and all. So that is because the volume scatter has been applied to the surface of the cube, and that is not exactly what we want. To do that, unplug this node and then connect it with the volume. So the volume of the volume scatter must be connected with the volume in the material output. So and for my scene, I think I had a volume color of something, a grayish blue color. It's up to you guys to select any color you want. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that as well. And the next thing which you need to do is that you need to make make sure your camera is aligned properly. Earlier when I had my when I was testing this feature, I had my camera right inside the domain, that is inside the cube, and I was not getting any results. So I was wondering where I was making a mistake, and then I realized that the camera should be outside the domain. Okay, so you can see that it's closed but it's not inside. There's this small amount of gap. So that's it. And just make sure you change the blend value for the spot as well. Okay, just something around 0.5 or something like that will work. Set any angle of your choice and jump into camera view, and then on rendered you can see that it is shaping up well. And another thing, Volumetrics is available only for CPU and not for GPU. So the rendering times can be quite high, but you need to put up with it. It's fine because the developers need more time for porting it to GPU as well. So okay, that's the basics of how it works. Okay, I'll just do a quick recap. You just create your scene and all, add a lamp, a light source to that scene, and then the most important thing is the volumetric scatter domain. To do that, simply add a cube and then jump into the materials panel, and in the node editor, what you need to do is that you need to change the surface type to volume scatter, and then unplug it from the surface node of the material output and then plug it with the volume. So the volume of the volume scatter must be connected with the volume of the material output. And just set a density value of 0.3. I think I missed it previously. So a very high density, the density depends on your choice. I used 0.3 for my scene. So yeah, I think that sums it up. I'll put up the finished blend file which I showed you right here at www.lonehawkstudios.com. You can download it from there, and you can also read a short and crisp text version of this tutorial from www.lonehawkstudios as well. I provided the link in description, and I hope you guys found this tutorial to be helpful, and please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.